From the moment the lights dimmed and the audience settled into their seats, a quiet electricity filled the air, the kind that hints something extraordinary is about to happen. At the center of that anticipation stood Ethan, a young stagehand who had spent years working in the shadows, watching others step into the spotlight, while he convinced himself he was meant to stay unseen. But on this night, across the massive AGT stage where millions watched miracles unfold, Ethan was about to become the invisible thread that tied together 5 unforgettable acts, each one destined to shock the judges and touch hearts across America. Backstage, the first performer appeared, a timid 12-year-old girl named Lily, clutching a worn notebook as if it held her entire world. Her voice trembled as she whispered that she didn't think she could do it, that the stage felt far too big for someone who felt so small. Ethan knelt beside her, surprised by the calmness in his own voice as he told her that sometimes the smallest lights shine brightest when the world feels dark. That single moment of reassurance softened her fear just enough for her to walk onto the stage. The audience didn't expect much from a child with a notebook, but the instant she began reading her poem, the entire room shifted. Her voice wavered, but her words carried deep truth, painting loneliness and hope with tenderness that silenced every whisper in the auditorium. Her poem felt like a quiet hand reaching out to touch every heart listening. By the time she ended, the judges sat frozen, visibly moved. The shock wasn't in her age or delivery, but in the realization that such a powerful reminder of kindness and courage had come from such a delicate voice. As Ethan hurried backstage, he met the next performers, Ben and Marianne, a married couple in their late 50s, with a guitar and a weathered suitcase. Though they appeared ordinary, there was something fragile in their eyes, a weight that lingered between their breaths. Without revealing much, they walked hand in hand onto the stage. When Ben began strumming the guitar, Marianne's voice floated above the melody, soft but overflowing with love and loss. Halfway through, Marianne paused, tears streaking her cheeks as she revealed that the song was written for their son, a soldier who never came home. They had promised him they would keep singing no matter how much it hurt. The entire room dissolved into quiet tears. The judges rose in silent respect, shaken by the raw humanity of 2 parents sharing their healing with the world. As the couple left the stage, Ethan guided a man in a wheelchair toward the entrance. Carlos carried himself with calm determination, despite the scars on his hands and the customized mechanical extensions attached to his sleek chair. When Ethan asked if he was nervous, Carlos chuckled softly, explaining that after everything he had survived, fear no longer had a hold on him. As he rolled onto the stage, the judges watched with curiosity, unsure what to expect. The music began, and he burst into a performance that shattered every assumption. His wheels spun with incredible precision. The mechanical limbs extended smoothly, and he lifted himself in movements so controlled yet so daring that the audience gasped. His choreography blended strength, innovation, and sheer willpower into a dance that redefined resilience. When he finished, the judges were stunned into silence. Their shock came not from his disability, but from witnessing someone who refused to be defined by it. Before the emotions of Carlos's performance could settle, the backstage area filled with the energy of a group of teenagers dressed in mismatched outfits, nerves buzzing among them like static. They introduced themselves as Echo Street Choir, a group from a neighborhood rarely acknowledged, often underestimated. Their leader, Nia, confided to Ethan that they feared no one would take them seriously, since they never had professional training or equipment. Ethan, speaking from a truth he had never admitted aloud, assured her that real power in a voice comes from heart, not perfection. When they took the stage, their nerves slowly transformed into unity. Their voices rose together, imperfect yet authentic, forming harmonies that echoed their shared struggles and hopes. The audience felt their sincerity as their songs swelled into a moment of contagious hope. The judges stared in awe as the final note hung in the air. The shock came from the realization that these teenagers had taken their hardships and turned them into a celebration of community and courage. When the night felt complete, one final performer stepped forward. She was an elderly woman named Margaret, frailly yet holding a small wooden box with the tenderness of someone carrying a lifetime inside it. She told Ethan in a whisper that she had practiced her craft for 70 years, but never found the courage to share it. On stage, she opened the box and pulled out crayons and blank paper. The judges exchanged puzzled looks, unsure what talent could emerge from such simplicity. Marguerite began drawing with trembling hands, soft strokes forming vague shapes that gradually blossomed into astonishing portraits. She sketched members of the audience with breathtaking accuracy, capturing their emotions, their fears, their hopes, their unspoken stories, as if she were drawing not faces, but souls. Finally, she revealed a portrait of the judges, depicted not as icons, but as human beings filled with vulnerability and compassion. The audience fell silent. The judges stared, taken aback by how deeply she had seen them. The shock of her act came not from the drawing itself, but from the courage of a woman who waited a lifetime to be seen and chose this moment to share her gift with the world. When the show ended, Ethan stood quietly in the wings, overwhelmed by the weight of the night. Lily ran up to thank him for helping her find her voice. Ben and Marianne nodded with tearful gratitude. Carlos tapped Ethan's shoulder, telling him that people like him helped make miracles happen. Echo Street Choir cheered his name as if he belonged with them. Then Margaret approached, handing him her wooden box and telling him that someone who lifts others as he did deserved to carry pieces of their courage home. As Ethan walked into the cool night air, clutching the wooden box filled with blank pages and endless possibility, he finally understood that he wasn't just a stagehand. He had been part of something transformative. These 5 acts had shocked the judges, moved America, and reminded everyone watching that kindness, courage, and connection are the true magic of humanity. And for the first time in his life, Ethan felt that he, too, belonged in the story he helped unfold.